Japan has a rich history in motorsport between its teams but also its drivers. And there are two drivers currently fighting to make themselves one of the most successful Japanese drivers in the history of Formula 1. One of whom is Yuki Sunoda and has become an impressive driver on the 2023 calendar, and the other is currently making waves in F2, and that is of course Aoyama Iwasa. These new talents are becoming the next chapter of what is already a rich tapestry of Japanese stories in racing history.
Motor racing has been around since 1920 in Japan. A real racing fanatic called Gunji Fujimoto took the racing from horse tracks and car parks to a real racetrack. He built the Tamagawa Speedway just outside of Tokyo. This opened up the doors to all kinds of motorsports on 2 wheels and 4 wheels. Drifting was also very popular, hence the term Tokyo Drift. Japan produced a few great drivers in the past that even scored podiums. Takumata Sato, Aguri Suzuki and Kamai Kobayashi all scored 3rd places. Japan has big car brands too that participated in F1. Obviously Honda, who are back on the grid at Aston Martin in 2026, but also Yamaha and Subaru, but most famously Toyota, who spent billions to never even win a race. Red Bull Racing and Honda have a program together to grow motorsports in Japan even further, to ensure there's a new generation of Japanese drivers of the highest level of motorsports, including F1. One of the drivers that came out of that program is Yuki Sunoda. He reached the pinnacle of motorsports driving for Alpha Tauri. Yuki was born in 2000 and didn't start racing until he was 10 years old, which is quite a bit older than other F1 drivers. The love for racing came from his father, who was a racer in the regional Gymkhana racing, which is a rally-like motorsport where drivers do all kinds of speed events with cones and obstacles on track, with lots of drifting. In 2010, Tsunoda made an impression in the junior kart series JAF. He did that for several years until he started racing in the Japanese F4 in the Suter Kiana racing team and won in 2016. In 2019 he joined the Honda Dream Project, which paved the way into F3, where Red Bull picked him up for their team, helped by the fact that Red Bull and Honda had a motor agreement together for both Red Bull F1 teams. Tsunoda scored 3 podiums that season, including a win. This was the step up to F2 he needed. He scored 7 podiums that season, including 2 wins. He also won the sprint event at Silverstone during the 70th anniversary GP. After that he was deemed good enough for F1, where he's team leader now after Pierre Gasly left, to be replaced with the Dutchman Nyck de Vries. The first year was a struggle with some stellar performances, but also some very poor ones. This is why he received help from Alex Albon, who was demoted from the Red Bull team to become reserve and sim driver for a season. He also worked on his short temper, as he's known to vent all his negative energy into huge foul-mouthed rants over the radio. This season, despite having a terrible car, he's been pretty impressive, scoring 2 points and finishing P11 3 times now. I hope this leads to more success, and it would also pave the way for his younger compatriot Iwasa, who drives in F2.
Ayumu Iwasa started karting in Japan in 2005 and began racing competitively in 2014. In karting, he won the 2014 Suzuka Karting Championship Yamaha SS class and became the champion of the Suzuka Karting Championship X30 class. In 2017, he made his single-seater debut in the F4 Japanese Championship, competing in 2 races for the B-Max Racing team. Iwasa also competed in the Asian Formula Renault Series, where he achieved 2nd place finishes in both races he participated in. He won the Suzuka Racing School Single-Seater Series in 2019. But it was in 2020 where he would enter French F4 and really show what the young Japanese man was made of. He raced in French Formula 4 Championship and won the title with 5 pole positions, 9 wins and 15 podium finishes. And in 2021, Iwasa competed in the F3 Asian Championship, scoring his only podium in the first race of the 4th round. He then moved on to compete in the FIA Formula 3 Championship, driving for High Tech Grand Prix. Iwasa scored his first F3 win at the Hungaroring and finished the season in 12th place overall and 4th among the rookies. In 2022 though, he made the next step, joining Dom and entering Formula 2. He achieved his first F2 win in Paul Ricard, the first race of the season. Iwasa finished the season in 5th place overall with 2 wins and 6 podium finishes, enough for him to continue on for 2023. He continued with Doms for the 2023 Formula 2 season, and this time was alongside Arthur Leclerc. Iwasa has so far won the sprint race in Jeddah and secured his first win of the season, and he currently competes as a Red Bull Junior and has aspirations to move up to Formula 1 in the very near future, using that Red Bull backing to his advantage. In his Wimberful words, Wimbo has shown how Japan's racing history has created an environment for talent to thrive, and how Yuki has finally stepped up to the plate, even if he's stuck with a terrible car, and showing that he's ready to push his way into the big team when the opportunity arrives. It doesn't stop there though, because with Iwasa sitting in the wings and fighting his way to show that he also deserves an F1 seat, and Honda now getting its place back on the grid for 2026, Japan is still weaving that tapestry in motorsporting history. Subscribe
to both channels.
Arigato.